This video is part 3 of how to use the event management tools in FUDSChem. These tools allow us to plan our sampling event in advance of field activities. They also populate event tracking reports, which we go over in our Event Tracking Reports Overview video, linked in the description. Go to Tools, Data, Event Management. First, make sure to select the correct project in the Project Name dropdown. We go over the Create Track Projects tab and the Create Track Events tab in our Project Tracking Report Overview video. We also go over the Assign Locations tab and the Assign Methods tab in our Event Management Tutorial Part 1 video. We go over the Assign Field Samples tab in our Event Management Tutorial Part 2 video. These videos are linked in the description. Go to the Field Tracking tab. Select the correct event and click Add Edit Field Tracking Info. Highlight the locations in the upper left to make them appear in the grid below. You will not have all of the information needed for this interface prior to going out to the field. Fill in what you can and come back to add the rest later. This information is often received when the samples are logged in by the laboratory. Some of these fields are populated using the dropdowns at the top. Others can be populated by hand or by using the Column to Replace option at the bottom. We'll start on the left with the SDG field. The SDG field should be populated with the name of the lab's SED file. You may not know this in advance, but it is okay to come back and populate this later. For this example, we'll say that our first two samples are part of the SDG named SED1, so we will select those two samples. We'll change the Column to Replace option to Planned SDG, type SED1 into the box, and click Replace. We'll do the same thing to populate the rest of the samples with SED2. Populating the SDG field allows you to access the planned SDG status report and to track your validation efforts in real time. Here's a quick peek at what it looks like. For more information, please refer to our Planned SDG Status Report Overview video, linked in the description. The next two columns, Begin Date and End Date, can add detail in tracking the sample schedule, if desired. In our case, we will leave them blank. The next three columns are populated using the dropdowns in the upper right. We'll select all locations. Next, let's change the sampling frequency for our event to quarterly, then click the plus button to apply it. Next, we'll add a review type. Let's say our project requires 90% of the data to be validated at Stage 2B, but at least 10% needs a Stage 4 validation. Our two SDGs won't be an equal 90-10 split, so we'll just choose the smaller one for Stage 4 and the larger one for Stage 2B. Let's deselect the SED1 samples and choose Stage 2B Validation Electronic and Manual for the SED2 samples we have selected. Let's change our selection so we have the other SDG selected, and we'll choose Stage 4 Validation Electronic and Manual. Click the plus button to apply it. Marking the review level here means the chemistry detail report will display counts for each review level. This will easily allow us to show our client that we met our goal of providing higher level review for at least 10% of the data. Let's go back to the interface. For the last dropdown, ERPIMS status will be Not Required. This is the case for all FUDSChem projects. We'll use the Column to Replace option to populate the rest of the columns. Replacing the turnaround time with 30 will populate our Lab TAT column. The validation turnaround time is 21 days, and we will populate our val TAT column. These turnaround times are used by several reports and should be filled out. However, if they are missing, the applicable reports will default to 30 days for both turnaround times. The planned SDG status report and the performance metrics reports both reference these fields. For more information, please refer to our Performance Metrics Reports overview video, linked in the description. Lab receipt date should be populated with the date that the lab received the samples from the field. In our case, we have different receipt dates for SED1 and SED2. We'll enter December 28, 2021 for SED1. We'll enter January 10th, 2022 for SED2. Lab report approved should be populated with the date the lab report PDF was approved in the FUDSChem library. This step occurs after the lab has certified the lab report in the library and certified the SED file in the data submission interface. The approval step is typically performed by the contractor, or by the USACE if the project is self-performed. This step documents when the validator has access to the lab data and the lab report, everything needed to perform validation. For more information on uploading files to the library, please refer to our library submission tutorial video. For more information on approving files in the library, please refer to our library review tutorial video. Both videos are linked in the description. In our case, the date the lab reports were approved is January 30th, 2022. Remarks can be populated with additional information as necessary. Be sure to click Save Changes before closing the interface. If something changes between when we plan our event in the Event Management tool and when we go out to the field, we can always return to this interface and make updates as needed. For this particular tab, you may find yourself coming back to update data several times throughout the event. Managing your data in the Event Management tool throughout the event allows you to track it in real time in event tracking reports, ensuring a smooth process. Don't forget to subscribe to the FUDSChem YouTube channel for more tutorial videos. All of the tutorials and playlists mentioned during this video are linked in the description below. Lastly, if you have questions or comments, feel free to contact us at fuds.support@synectics.net. Thank you.